What's up everyone, this is Sam from 64 Wheels, back more diecast, and today we're going to unbox, build, and review the new for 2024 Matchbox Transportation Center playset. So if you followed along with these Action Driver playset videos over the years, we've now unboxed over 20 of them. 3 of them have been vehicle-based. We've had 2 trucks and 1 helicopter. That was the latest one. And then the rest are these play-based style sets. So I'm very excited to open this one and get back to the play-based style. I know the vehicle ones aren't everyone's thing. They're not really my thing, but this one looks awesome. So there's a couple first for the Action Drivers line in this set. One is that there is multiple styles of transportation in this set. Now, we've had helicopters before, but we've never had a helicopter, car, and a boat launch ramp in the same set. So that's pretty cool. We've never gotten 3 different vehicles that given us a helicopter, a car, and a boat in the same set. So that is pretty cool. This is one of the mid to larger size play sets. It is 16 inches fully built, which is pretty big for an Action Driver set. It's not the biggest, but it's getting close. So this was $39.95 off Amazon. So I think that should be pretty much the retail price at the time this video is being shot. It could be a little bit discounted in retail stores like a Walmart or Target around the $35, but I assume it's probably going to be the $35 to $40 price range. But it is pretty big. It comes with 3 vehicles, and we'll take a look at the end and see if it's really worth it. So as the box art goes, it's pretty standard. It looks good. They're really focusing on the parking garage style, sending the car down. That's really the focus. But over here, we also have the dock that you can hopefully hook the ferry port up to, and we'll do that at the end of the video. There's the boat that comes with it, the helicopter too, and then there's a helicopter up here. Now, one thing I don't see on this set, and I try not to look at too much before I open it because I do want to be surprised a little bit, but I haven't seen any lights and sounds on this one. It's like it's not saying there's any sounds. There's no saying batteries are required, so I don't know if there's any sounds on this one, which would be a change for one of the larger sets. But as you can see, it's a parking garage themed set. We also have some vehicles around here. You see the water, and it says Transportation Center over here, which is pretty cool, but nothing crazy, debuted on the box. It's just regular box art. So when we flip it around to the back, we can see a lot more. You can see that the helicopter launches the cars down the ramp there, and you can see some of the details. Same here. You can put the car up the parking garage ramp, and then it takes it up the elevator. There's a few other pressure switches, and it looks like manual switches built in. And then the boat has there's a boat with a dropped dock right there. So, well, that's not a huge moving part. It looks like it's just like a set of steps or just a dock to go out on. It is interesting, so we'll see how that works. And there you can see there's a little dock area, I guess. I don't know if that's supposed to be water, but we'll take a closer look at that. But this is pretty cool. It says Seaport. We have a little food vendor down here. So some cool things. Rotating door. There's a lot of cool things on here. But again, I'm not seeing any batteries, and I don't see any voice things coming out of the top of this. So I believe this might be the first large set that doesn't have some kind of lights or sound or haptics in that sense of the word. So I don't think, as we look at the graphics, hang on, here? So here's the graphic. It looks to be the same one from the helicopter playset, which was that one we just opened. There's nothing new on there, just the same drawing with the construction site. There might be more playsets under construction. The farm, the big construction set, the little police station. So there's nothing, no big teasers on this one, which is kind of unfortunate because I was hoping there would be. But one interesting thing is if I zoom in right there, you can see that Matchbox 70th logo. Now, that was the logo for last year. So I don't know if they drew this last year and just included it or just sharing that Matchbox is 70 years old. But that logo was from 2023. So it makes me think that they worked on these in 2023, put them together, and just added that detail because they're not using that logo anymore. But this set is a new for 2024. And then as you can see here, they actually attached the car wash and the little traffic center to it. So there's nothing new that Matchbox seems to be debuting on this box. A little bit of a bummer, but I'm just glad to see they're making another play-based set. So let's go ahead and open this sucker up. So it is just like all the rest of the Hot Wheels and Matchbox sets. It has this easy open back, which you just kind of push on the corners and then pull it up like this. So you don't have to totally destroy the box, but it definitely does open the box for you. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoa. Let's open that panel. I don't know how hard this one is to build. I was talking to someone on Instagram, and I think, or was it Instagram or Facebook? And I know he got it before me and built it. I think it said he took him around 15 to 20 minutes, maybe even a little longer, because there was a lot of pieces and parts to it. So I'm looking forward to building it. So let's see. So we just have the base here. We have some parts. We'll kind of go through it quick because the parts aren't really a big deal. So these are the ramps or the stairwells headed up to the elevator area. Oh, kind of dropping all that. Oh my gosh, avalanche of Matchbox parts, which is something else we haven't had from them, is a like snow avalanche one, which would be kind of cool. Lots of ramps on this because of the parking garage structure. So we have a ton of parts to put together, as you can see. What is this? Let's see. Oh, nice. So they put the sticker on for you. It looks like they did a decent job. There might be a little bit of air bubbling in it, but not bad. There's no, like, it's not off center. Much better. Or that one's a little off center, but it's much better than the stickers that are on the car based ones or the vehicle based ones, because I think those aren't very good quality, but these look nice. And then look at that. There is a tornado for day 5, which what is that, Friday? And this appears to be, it does. This is in Celsius. So this would not be a America First set or a North America First set, at least United States, because the Celsius, so there are some Celsius degrees on there. So this would be somewhere outside the US. So there it has the helicopter departure time. You can see stuff on there, which is, oh, interesting. Oh, I really wish this was like teasers for the next set, because if you look at that, we have the farm, we have a Hot Wheels City, we don't have a shopping mall, we don't have a mountain peak, we do have a hospital, we don't have an amusement park, Matchbox Beach, University Sports Stadium, which is something we talked about on the last one, Coastal Cliff Historic Castle, and Oceanfront. Man, that would be amazing if they're teasing all the sets, because if we got all of those or any of those, I would take any of them. That would be awesome to get, like a beach set, a castle, a sports stadium, especially the shopping mall, the amusement park. Oh my gosh, I hope that's a teaser. If it's not, that's just super mean, but we're going to hope that those are teasers. So there is that. That's a cool graphic too. Well, we have more streets, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it looks like we're having multiple bags of accessories because it is a number 1 and 2, I would assume. That is back here. There it is. So there is more. What is in here? All the little food vendor, radar. I don't know what that is. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here. We have the regular Action Drivers Road, which this one has some healthy burnout marks on it. I don't know if we've seen burnout marks like that before. Let's see what else we got here. Here is the dock. Let's see if I can pull this stuff out. Okay, so we'll look at this part here in a second. Let me pull the dock out. So this is pretty big. This is like the moving or floating dock. So there it folds out. There's that little steps that they like previewed, but it looks like you can actually pull the boat up and drop it down, which is a cool feature. This does have 2 spots to pull boats up, but I think there is another piece like we saw in the graphic that looks like goes there. But that is a pretty, I mean, you can see how big that is. It's a good looking dock, like a lot of room on that. So we'll have to see how that actually goes together and fits in with the rest of the stuff. But let me move this box back a little bit and let's get this tower open. It did a really nice job of wrapping it and protecting it. That way it doesn't get all tore up from the other pieces in the box and the stickers stay nice. There's a little air bubble. That one goes out pretty well. So that has what it looks like the same arrival time or places as the other tower. And then it's got that awesome Matchbox Drive Your Adventure, Let's Travel, and City Tour, which I find it funny that they use like generic car pictures when they could have just used pictures of actual Matchbox cars. Even the like fantasy style casting, like they could have used a touring bus or van or something that they already had. I don't know why they choose to do like a real bus or van, because you can see they took it from somewhere else and then they didn't, like, there's no orange in the back of the graphic because that was the original photo of the van. So that kind of is a little bit of confusing to me. Oh, and there's a lot of pieces in this. I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's cool. Look at that Matchbox. Oh my gosh, look how many pieces there are to this. Wow. So many pieces. Oh, there is our, looks like there is our water piece for the dock. It's kind of cool. I think that's it. So there is the tower. It doesn't even go in the frame. It's the whole box. It's huge. So that's definitely the elevator right there. Take the vehicle down. So this is going to be cool. We will have to, let's see. Let's, right before we build it, let's look at the instructions, because I always do that just in case people lose the instructions. This is like a book. Oh my gosh. This is going to take forever. Okay. So there are all the pieces if you want to look at that. And I don't believe this does have a sound thing. So there's where all the stickers go, which isn't actually too bad for how big the size of the set is. Let's go ahead and look at them. So there it is. They have been taping them on, which is nice because then it stays in the book and they don't get folded up or anything. But look at that. Seaport. Got a nice airport graphic. Guy in an elevator that kind of looks like Elon Musk. I don't know. Do you think he does? A little bit. Yeah, the graphics look fine. Normal stickers. Those don't look bad. Let's see, are there any other graphics or anything teased on here? Okay, so this is a full color book. Look at this. The base, they put the dock together. So that shouldn't take too long. This is pretty much just standard action driver stuff. If you put them together, like you'll notice, those types of pillars, the roads, those snap together in literally seconds. There is the parking garage structure getting put together. The ramps. Wow, that is a lot of steps. Okay. On the outside. Okay. Now, the one thing people have talked about, and which I have a concern about too, is why are we getting so many parking garages? This is now the, third or fourth different style parking garage we've gotten in the Matchbox Action Drivers line, so I don't know if we need another one. Now, this one does seem to be more big city, like this is like downtown and like downtown Dayton, Ohio. We have one of these like near our Arts Garage, or it is the Arts Garage in downtown. So I'm like, that's kind of cool to have like a bigger circle garage like this, but we've already got like the construction site is like a parking garage you're building. There's a parking garage on, what is it? There's two other parking, there's actually a parking center, and there's something else that has a parking garage on it. So we're getting lots of parking structures from this line. So if anyone from Matchbox is watching this, no more parking structures. Give us some of these things, please. We want these. We want what's on this. You already know about them. Just make them. So let me get all of this kind of situated, and then we will start building it. All right, I got everything open, and then I went ahead and put the stickers on everything. One good thing about the Action Driver sets is no matter how small the sticker is or how complex the shape is, they almost always go on correct, and that was the case here. I didn't run into any really problems. Everything looked good, except when I put this sticker on, I accidentally like pushed the plastic too hard and ripped it a little bit. So that was my fault. I won't actually fault the set for that one, but that was like the first real hiccup I've had assembling 20 plus of these. So I will give it up to Matchbox. Their quality on the stickers and the plastic and the playset is everything is so nice. And the good thing about the stickers is they give you spots. It's like one of the most important things in stickers is to give you the actual outline of where it goes, because things go on much smoother when you have like a space to actually line it up. So shout out to Matchbox. They did a great job with the stickers once again, just like there. Great job on that. So let's go ahead and put this together. So the very first step is actually taking the dock, and they tell you to flip it over like this and then put the like the water shape in there. So as you can see there, it kind of snaps in. So then when you pull the dock, you can see the water is there too, which is pretty cool. I like that the moving piece right there is like integrated into the water. So even when it's open, you have that like water feature there. And when it's closed, you can just hook the ferry port or something up to it. So that's pretty cool. So step one. Then step two is putting the base pieces together. If you put these together before, they're very nice. They snap in place, and I believe they're still numbered or lettered. So there's an F on that one. So they even direct you in the directions how to put it together, or like which letters go where. So it's very easy to do. All you have to do is press down and boom, you have it in place. So same thing with the roads. Just gotta find the direction, it goes in the directions, and then snap them in place. So then it has the dock going on this side, and just like that, I'll make sure I snapped everything in place. You have your base. So as you can see, that's how big the playset will be. And since we know the size of this, you can kind of see. So it's actually what? Probably 4 inches bigger than the actual tower, which is pretty cool because that means there's tons of play space on this. So let me grab this real quick. So then the roads snap into place here. Always have your pegs facing out because that's how you can connect your other action driver sets. And then just like this, boom. So that's it. That's the complete base with the roads and everything. So it does connect on every side to other action drivers' bases, which is cool. I know there were a little bit of issues with the first couple not connecting, but these last ones don't seem to have any problems connecting to each other, which is cool. So I know I talked about the burnout marks on the road. Here, they actually go into the parking garage. So they lined up both burnout marks. Oh, as you can see here on the base, which is pretty cool that they did that little detail there. So the next step, kind of go through it here. Connect the roads, you already did that. Okay, so the yellow stairway, right here, snaps in very nicely. Then you have one of the pillars, which they've used these in almost every action driver set that is more than one story. I think they've even used it in the bus stop. Like they've used those type of connectors for a long time now. Another one of the really cool features is this moving part. It is a revolving door, and it's got a little dog. Look at that. It's got a little traveler, a bellman. He almost looks like a bellman. I don't know. He has that suit of a bellman, but he's like waving goodbye. So then, as you can see here, it goes in this little piece, and they tell you to put that in there. And it does have a little triangle section that you line up on the base here and just kind of push it in. And then when you go over this button, which we'll look at later, it actually spins the door opening, which is pretty cool. So the next step is to put the actual tower on. So one thing I noticed about this tower is the play facing side is a glossy plastic, but then as you flip it over, it's more of the uncoated plastic. It's that basic like flat matte, which has a different feeling than the gloss plastic. Like, I don't know if you can hear that, but so they did make the back probably a little cheaper because it doesn't have to be gloss because you're not going to really see any of it. So we stick that on there just like this. Whoop. Boom, I think that's it. There you go. And one of my rules of putting action driver sets together is if you know if the tower or the main piece is in place, especially early on, is if you can pick up the whole set by using it. So you probably know if you have something in place, if you can put it, like grab it, pull it up, and then shake it around and it doesn't come apart. So that's pretty solid in there. So those steps look pretty cool there. Got that. So now we are going to start putting together the ramp. So that says to take the white ramp, and both of these pillars right here go up in here, just like that. I'll face out now because it's a little nicer. So there we have that one. And then this is starting to put this together. So this is the main piece of the tower, it looks like. So this goes on top. Okay, as you can see, I have the whole thing assembled, all the stickers, all the parts, all the little signage and whatnot. I did this assembly a little different because this set has a lot of repetitive parts. So if you can put one together, you can put them all together. Like all three of these are the same. The three little spirals, the same on this side. So it wasn't very hard to put together. You just had to watch which ones you're putting in order, like L1 goes to L1, L2 goes to L2, and those kind of things. If you have any assembly questions, you can always hit me up in the comments. But this one was pretty easy, especially if you put other action driver sets together before. So as you can see, it's quite large. It definitely is over, a foot tall, probably closer to 2 foot tall. Like they said, I think it was 16 inches at its highest point. It's got a nice footprint. It's very large, especially when you move the little harbor, the dock out over here. So let's go ahead and look at some of the details. So the whole tower looks good. I like the shape. Now, at first I was like, the bright colors look really fake, but in real life, it doesn't look that fake to me. Yes, these, like this orange is really bright, but with the rest of the Action Drivers town, it kind of goes together. So I don't mind it as much in real life as I did in the drawing. I don't think it looks bad, especially when you look at some of the other things it matches. It doesn't look terrible. So I'm not really against that. So we'll kind of start from the top with this little pedestrian walkway out to the little helicopter landing pad. You have a little like satellite and some radio antennas and stuff. And then you have another gate over here that can move and stop a car from going down the ramp, or if, stop it going up the helicopter or whatever. Here is the helicopter. It is a plastic hollow helicopter, which is pretty standard for the Action Driver sets, but the rotor does move. It has a blend of like cartoony and realistic graphics on it. Which is kind of, again, Action Driver style. That's kind of what Matchbox has been doing. So when you land it here, boop, this is a pressure switch. So it pushes down. You can hear it is actually moving this little gate right here. So that's what allows the cars to come down, which is cool. I like this little Matchbox sign. I think that's a nice touch. And then as we go around, you can see there is that big like terminal sign. Then we can see the back side of the ramp. So there you can see the repetitiveness. If you can put them together, put one together, you can kind of put them all together. So we have the back side of the elevator here. So when you push this down, that's how the car gets there. I like that Matchbox Transportation Center because it looks like the New York City subway, which is also very much like this yellow taxi. So it says Matchbox Metro City. It is a Prius, so you go ahead. This actually says where you exit, so we'll have to go around the other side to actually enter. But I like how they put the like little steps here, like people are actually walking down it. That's very nice detail. And if you look in there, we can see a trash can and some other like benches and stuff. And that's like the coolness of Matchbox, because no one really sees that. Like when you're playing with it, you're not really going to see that, but it's cool to know that it's there. So then if we spin it around right here, we can see the whole tower, everything. It's got a nice welcome graphic. It's got a terminal style graphic there. And you can see the guy on the elevator has a sticker. And there is the pressure switch for the rotating door. So when you do that, put that pressure switch down, you can see it rotates, which is pretty cool. So technically, if you had like a little figure or something, you could put him in the empty one. There you get a little doggy. And there you get the bellhop guy. So that's pretty cool. I like that. It says taxi. So obviously, you pull your taxi up right here. Boop. Then you hit your button and have your dog or your bellhop guy come out. And you can kind of drive away on that. Pretty cool. So we'll finish looking at the elevator part. So then it shows you can drive straight through if you want. But then, if you want, you can put your car right there. Then we will turn it around. Sorry if this is awkward, it's kind of a big set, but then take this little button up here, whoop, all the way up to the top, then it puts the car out. Now, if you want, you can put this gate down so to stop it, but if not, you can let it go. It should stop at the gate, and that's where you push your helicopter button, and then sends it out the other side, right over there, which is cool. I like that. It's a nice function to it. I think it works pretty well. I like this button. A few of these have been popping out, so I don't know if like the plastic, is kind of getting molded back into place from being in the box. And I also noticed over here that these are supposed to be touching. Like on the graphic, it shows them like this, but the plastic is a little bent from being in the box. So hopefully over time, especially if you put some weight against it or something, you can kind of mold it back. But for right now, just for the video, I'm not messing with it to try to make it fit a little better because it is snapped all the way in. It's just molded that way from the box, like just sitting there. So we have this other departure sign or transportation center, which is cool. So there's a lot of play space on here. I mean, there's more parking. This is for the bus, so you can hook your bus stop up to it. More stickers there. Really a lot of detail. So let's look at this Seaport, because this is probably the most interesting part of this set. So as you can see, you have the ice cream lady there doing the ice cream, and you can take her off if you want. I don't think there's any other place to put her because she does go down on a peg, but technically you can just take this out and I guess set it wherever because it doesn't have to go there, which is cool, and you can move it around or whatnot. And then you have another gate over here. Then you have this, you have the steps coming down. So then all you have to do is pull this off, whoop, and rotate it out. So it'll stick there, and there you have the little water feature with the boat ramp, and I think you can park a boat there like that, which is where it's meant to go. This is the boat it comes with. It is, oh, actually, it almost looks like it has a mini submarine on the back. This is like one of the boats I opened from the early 2000s that used to be metal, and it looks like they just retooled it and made it all plastic, which isn't bad. I wish they would give you, for $40, they probably should have given you a metal one. But for this set, it's fine because you're going to play with it or whatever. It's not really like a collector's one. So you can kind of pull it up there and dock it. I do really like this water. I know it's just a little plastic, but it looks good. Then you have the actual dock over here. So when you pull your boat up, boop, and hit this. Ooh, let's see if it works. Oh, hit that switch. Oh, no, it's not working. Did I do it wrong? I thought I did it. Let's try it again. I don't know. That one's not working right. Maybe you don't bump it. So it does, I guess I'm doing that right. Let me double check. Let's check the directions and make sure I'm not doing it wrong. Yeah, so it looks like it says you push it and it comes down. Maybe the boat doesn't do it. Just reset. Fold out the pier and dock your boat. Fold out the pier. So I guess you don't do it. I guess you do it manually. Which is kind of a bummer because I was thinking that you could do it like using the boat, kind of like on the ferry port, how you can launch the front of the boat or open it using this little like notch there, but I guess you can't do that. So you just kind of pull up the boat, I guess, and then pull it down yourself, I guess is how you do it. I don't know. So that doesn't really thrill me, even though they like really advertise that on the box too. So I'm not sure why. But another feature of this, if you want, you can pull this all the way out, and then you have a pretty long dock, which is cool because then you can do other things with it. One interesting thing I saw is that you can see the notches here. This has notches on this side. But when you put it like this, then it will connect to other sets. But if you put it out like this, the pegs are not in the same area, like the same spacing. So it doesn't connect to things like that, which is kind of a bummer because I don't know. I'm sure it's a design element that if it connects over here, it doesn't connect over here. But if you do it this way too, you can't really connect a lot to it. I messed around a little bit with the ferry port trying to figure out a way to put this or where to put it. And I haven't really figured out a good way yet. Coming up, I'm going to be getting some more room, some more space, and I will have these all be able to set out on a table and put them all together to actually make the Action Driver City like I've been promising, because I want to make the entire set and put the ferry in and kind of organize these where it makes sense to play with them and have them as display, like all the roads line up. But right now during this video, I cannot figure out how to do that exactly because there's a couple different ways to put this. But it is cool that you can go like that and then put these together, because if you wanted to, you could put this up to it, but that doesn't really make sense because it's a dock. So this almost has to be folded out like this, and then you play with it that way or pushed out. I don't know. So that's a little bit of a hiccup on design. So overall, I would give this a pretty high score. I like it. One of the things I don't like about it, or some of the things I don't like, is that this part doesn't, like, I wish it did a little more, or there's something to it. There's no lights and sounds. So you're technically getting just manual stuff for $40. So I would have liked to see a little bit more detail on this, but overall, as a like a play experience, it's pretty high because being able to go through the garage, there's some parking, and the big thing about this is how good it connects, or like how they put other things in the Action Drivers town into this set, like the bus schedule, the taxi, the Seaport. So all these like kind of blend together with the other Action Driver set, so that's pretty cool. We don't have a taxi station, but we do have a bus stop, which is cool because then you can drive to this bus stop, to the actual bus stop, and now we actually have a use because there's not a single bus stop, there's two, which is cool. I believe there's another taxi stop somewhere, so that's two of those as well, and now we have somewhere to take off from a port and then land on another port. So we could put this one down on the other side, so it doesn't technically need to go down here. You could use it on the other side. I was just trying to see if I could get all like the water stuff together. But now you can like ride a boat all the way around your Action Driver city and connect it to the ferry, which is kind of cool. The helicopter too is pretty much what, triple usage. Like there's a helicopter landing pad at the hospital, at the other parking garage, I believe. And there's, I think, the volcano or the canyon playset also has a helicopter landing pad on it. So they really gave you a lot to do with this set. Now this set doesn't have lights and sounds. It doesn't have, you know, some of the other things we've talked about, but just the connectivity to have this as like your transportation center. This is where everything launches from. This is where your bus leaves from, your taxi, your boat, your ferry, whatever. That's a really nice thing to have. So even though the set itself isn't spectacular, it's basically just a static parking garage that you launch a car off of. The connectivity is where it's at, and the functionality with the rest of the sets within the Action Drivers town. So this is probably, I would probably put this in the center of my Action Drivers city when I build it, just because everything else branches off from here, the bus stop, the ferry, whatever else. So it'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to building that and putting these all together now that we basically have, there's no more previewed sets. This is it for right now. We'll probably get some more hopefully around Thanksgiving or Christmas. That's usually when they start coming out for either later this year or the early sets for next year. So I don't know. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. Do you like this set? What do you think now that you've seen it built? The little Seaport, I love that little dock. I do. I love this feature. I think it's cool because there hasn't been another Action Driver set that has like a boat where you can get off and do these kind of things. The connectivity, the bus stop is cool. I just really enjoy those things. So let me know what you think of this in the comments. I really appreciate you watching. This is Sam, 64 Wheels. Like and subscribe as always. I really appreciate you sticking in with me for this one because I know we filmed it a little different, but it's just such a big set and it was repetitive, so it just worked for this one. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.